Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence. This was awesome last night, as we predicted. The 2020 number one overall pick and the 2021 top dog, whose incredible talent, skill, and savvy. This is why we were so amped for Bengals, Jaguars in prime time. And it was a wild game. But how about my guy Joe Burrow rallying the Bengals after halftime, down 14-0. Frankly, it should have been even more in favor of Jacksonville. And Burrow with a brilliant and breathtaking second half to lead Cincinnati to a 3-point win. Burrow, majestic in the final two quarters and that final drive. That poise, checking out of a play, bleeding the clock so the Jags wouldn't get the ball back. That's Joe Cool. And the Bengals are a cool and crisp 3-1. I told you they would be better than Pittsburgh and legit this year because of Joe Burrow. This is awesome to see. And it was great seeing Trevor Lawrence look like Trevor Lawrence last night. And never get it twisted. He is the star of this draft. He, at the end of the day, is the entire 2021 NFL draft. This is the Trevor Lawrence draft class. Now, others might have better seasons with more talent around them, but Trevor Lawrence is going to be sensational. Not good, a star. But will Urban Meyer be there for it? The shots of Herb looking melancholy and dejected like this, my goodness, all over your TV last night. Urban Meyer said after the game, he was heartbroken. His head was spinning. He's lost all 4 games that he's coached with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 0-4. It took him 52 games to lose 4 at Ohio State. If I'm Urban Meyer, I'd absolutely take the USC job. It's going to get worse with losses in Jacksonville before it gets better. And for the Bengals, the fun has just begun with the perfect quarterback in Joe Burrow to lead them out of the doldrums. Of course, the Patriots and Bill Belichick know better than anyone that Tom Brady and the Buccaneers want to kick their butts. And they will. And normally that's a dangerous statement, and I would never call for a Bill Belichick coach team to lose big, but this is Tom Brady's return. And it's personal. And as Seth Wickersham told me on Time to Shine yesterday, he was thinking of leaving New England in 2017. Oh, by the way, it's Tom Brady and the Buccaneers off a loss. You think he's going to be highly fired up and focused? Bruce Arians said they had an unbelievable week of practice this week. And Belichick and Bob Kraft didn't think that Tommy could play like this in his 40s. Well, Brady is rocking. He won a Super Bowl without them. And listen, he's going to be highly motivated. And Mac Jones, I love him, but this is going to be a bloodbath. Jones was dreadful against New Orleans last week. The Bucs defense got embarrassed by Matthew Stafford, and they're going to be out for blood to win and to back up Brady. Eventually, Mac Jones is going to be fine. Sunday night is not that time. Brady's already won big in the divorce. Wait until he wins the game by double digits Sunday night. Joel Embiid wasn't holding back, speaking about Ben Simmons. So love or loathe, Embiid calling Simmons out. Love, love, love. And everything Embiid said was absolutely true. And all Embiid wants is to win. How about the multiple reports today that the Sixers are not paying Ben Simmons his $8.25 million due today as he continues to hold out? I love that as well. They shouldn't pay him. Bag it, Ben Simmons. I can't believe this is still a thing. You need to trade him right now. To the NFL, Matt Nagy said today that his quarterback for Sunday will be a game-time decision. I can't stress enough how much I loathe this and how much I loathe everything that Matt Nagy does. A game-time decision? Come on, this isn't complicated. Play Justin Fields, run plays for Justin Fields, protect Justin Fields. Matt Nagy ruins everything. Russell Wilson going on his first ever 3-game losing streak. Love or loathe? I love it. Russ is going to have a 3-game losing streak for the first time in his career because he's going to lose to the 49ers. Tough spot for Russ. On the road in San Francisco. Salty Niner team, divisional game. They're coming off the Niners' rough loss and how they lost to obviously the Green Bay Packers. I think this is going to be a game where Jimmy G, matchup-wise, outduels Russell Wilson based upon how bad the defensive backfield is for Seattle. Russ is going to lose again this weekend. Staying in the NFC, the Vikings winning their second straight. Love or loathe? Loathe. They're not going to beat the Cleveland Browns. This is an excellent game on CBS. It's a great matchup. Kirk Cousins is on fire, but this running back duo, the best in the NFL bar none, and that's a big deal, and that's where the difference is ultimately going to be. I think that Cleveland will take care of business and will beat the Minnesota Vikings. Sorry, Lizzo. To college football, where Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss take on Nick Saban and Alabama on CBS. Love or loathe, Kiffin becomes the first Saban assistant to win against Nick Saban. Loathe, it's not going to happen. The numbers speak volumes. Saban is 23-0 against his former assistants, while his Bama teams are outscoring their opponents in those games by 25 points. I think Nick Saban runs circles around Lane Kiffin as a coach. Bama is still annoyed how competitive that Florida game was. I still think Alabama is winning a championship. Another wild night in the American League wild card, and with the calendar flipping to October and 3 days left in the Major League Baseball season, everything is up for grabs. Now, my Yankees made a huge statement last night, blasting and bombing Robbie Ray. 5 homers. Aaron Judge with a couple of majestic shots. Anthony Rizzo, who you heard coming into this topic, he had a key homer. Gleyber Torres, you see it right there. He had a huge homer. Brett Gardner for good measure as well. We talked about this as a must-win for the Yankees yesterday on Time to Shine to hold on to that top wild card spot, and they got it done. And they made sure that Robbie Ray doesn't leapfrog Garrett Cole for the Cy Young. So those are the standings. And this is the schedule. Take a long look at the schedule for the final weekend of the season. The Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners are in a great position. It's amazing. The Mariners are currently tied for a wild card spot. That's absolutely insane. I mean, it's flukish. They have a negative 58 run differential. The Jays look like a World Series team in September. It'll be a total waste of time if they don't get in. And as a Yankee fan, oh, such a shame that the 107-loss Orioles beat the Red Sox. I'm so sad for Boston. Bagging Red Sox. Ryan Mountcastle. He had one that hasn't landed yet. The Orioles take 2 out of 3 from Boston. Yankees got to keep the blinders on. They will get the wild card game at home on Tuesday. They better get the wild card game at home on Tuesday. Everything else is beyond zany. I mean, it's wide open. I can't get over the fact that the Mariners are here. This is going to be an epic finish to a great baseball season. The American League wild card has just been flat out wild. Now for Take Your Pick. Watch out now. 12-4 last week. Bag it, Will Brinson. All right, Will Brinson was fine at 8-8. And take a look at what happened last night. We both lost on the Cincinnati Bengals. Both had Cincy winning, but Cincy didn't cover, and that's what we're all about here. We're neck and neck on the season. All right, Will Brinson. Some amazing games on the schedule this weekend. So let's start with a great one on CBS. The Kansas City Chiefs, favored by 7, visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. Will Brinson, take your pick.
This is a huge line, Adam. It would not surprise me at all if the Eagles came out desperate, decided to keep it close at home. But you know what would surprise me even less is if Andy Reid strolled into his old city and laid the hammer on his old team. This is not a revenge game by any stretch of the imagination. Well, I guess it is maybe, but not really. I mean, he already won a Super Bowl in Kansas City. The bigger concern is that the Chiefs are below 500 for the first time since Week 10 of 2015, and they're in dead last by themselves in the basement of the AFC West. Andy Reid might want to punish the Eagles for firing him several years ago, but more importantly, he's got to go in there and get that offense cooking because the Chiefs got ground to make up on the Raiders, Broncos, and Chargers. Give me Chiefs by 1 million.
I think 1 million, you're actually selling them short, Will Brinson. First and foremost, and I'm taking Kansas City to win and cover, it is an Andy Reid revenge game. They fired him. And yes, he won the Super Bowl. And yes, they're 1-2. And yes, by the way, the Kansas City Chiefs actually have some real things to clean up. That defense is deplorable. Patrick Mahomes, dare I say, has to do a better job protecting the football. They should be able to dominate in the air. Mahomes laser focused this week talking to the press. Clyde Edwards-Helaire should run wild against an Eagles run defense that was just deplorable against Dallas last week. And I don't know, is Nick Sirianni going to play rock, paper, scissors and decide whether or not he's going to give Miles Sanders more than 2 carries this week? I love the Kansas City Chiefs to win and cover. How about the marquee non-Brady Belichick game of the weekend? The 3-0 Cardinals taking on the 3-0 Rams with LA at home, favored by 4. Will Brinson, take your pick.
There are a lot of smart people I know like the Cardinals because it's a close divisional game against 2 very good teams with 2 of the top 3 MVP contenders in Kyler Murray and my guy Matthew Stafford, who I've been propping up as a future Hall of Famer down the road. And I get it. Take the points in the divisional game. I understand why you might do it, but I'm taking the Rams here. I mean, they are showing no mercy. Maybe it's a little bit of a letdown spot coming off the beat down against the Buccaneers, but that wasn't that of an emotional of a game. I mean, again, maybe Sean McVay was kind of emotional. Dude went a little crazy before halftime. But generally speaking, the Rams just took care of business. I mean, they came in and destroyed the Buccaneers. And this Cardinals secondary is very suspect. If the Rams O-line holds up, I think you're going to see Stafford bombs to Deshaun Jackson again this week. Give me the Rams by double digits.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams to win and cover. I think they'll win this game by a touchdown. And listen, there's no chance they're going to relax and rest on their laurels after the statement victory, and it was going up against the Buccaneers, because now it's a divisional game. And, think about some of the boxes here that are checked by Matthew Stafford. The primetime game for the Rams, that obviously was handled brilliantly against Chicago. And then you have the statement game against the Buccaneers, and that makes you the best team in the NFC, maybe the NFL, in my opinion. That's great. And now a divisional game, and the Cardinals are legit. I picked them to make the playoffs this preseason. Kyler Murray, I think, is a matchup nightmare. I think this is going to be a tremendous sporting event. I want to fight you on that. It's my guy, Matthew Stafford, and I think he's going to throw for 4 more touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, amazing. This is going to be a fun one. Let's call it 35-28. 35-28. I think the Rams win and cover. We have a great one on CBS in the 4:25 afternoon window with Big Ben and the Pittsburgh Steelers visiting my guy, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay favored by 6.5. Will Brunson, take a pick.
I think TJ Watt is supposed to play in this. That is huge for the Steelers if they want to try and keep it close, because they got nothing else after that defensive line. Big Ben, future Hall of Famer, but he looks washed up right now. They can't throw vertical at all, and the Packers should be able to run at will against the Steelers, and Aaron Rodgers will have a field day here. I think it's a bloodbath, and the Packers run away with it.
Yeah, this one has 35-13 Green Bay written all over it. Only question is, how does Pittsburgh even get 13? Big Ben is shot, has been for a couple of years. He looks like a 39-year-old quarterback playing behind an awful offensive line with a terrible play caller and receivers who are more into TikTok than catching the football, because that's all fact as opposed to opinion. I think the Packers are going to crush the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's take a look at the rest of the games coming up this weekend. Rest of our picks. Will Brinson and I, we're sharing a brain on the first 3. I'm rolling with Cleveland. Obviously, Will Brinson is a Kirk Cousins apologist, so he's going with Lizzo's Minnesota Vikings. Man, I wish the Panthers were healthy, but they're not. So we're both taking Dallas. We both agree on the Miami Dolphins. Will Brinson, for some reason, going with the Giants. I'll roll with the Saints. First game in New Orleans this year. We both remember the Titans. It's amazing. We both have Tennessee, even though A.J. Brown and Julio Jones are out for this one. It doesn't matter. We both like San Francisco, Baltimore, Tampa in the Brady-Belichick Bowl. We got into that earlier in the show, and why Tampa is going to destroy New England. And I'm taking the Chargers to win. Raiders with the points. Will Brinson is all in on the Chargers. As always, Will, thank you so much. Good luck this weekend. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.